As-salaam wa-alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Year 3 of the 17 Verses podcast. I'm your host, Maher Haq. In this podcast, we take a small selection from the Qur'an every day and recite it to you in plain English, so you can get a small slice of God's Word while you go about your day. By averaging 17 verses per day, we're able to break the Qur'an down into manageable pieces and finish it in 1 year. If you enjoyed the podcast, please help spread the word. Tell your friends and family, subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher, and write us a review. Today's selection concludes Surah 19, Maryam, or Mary, verses 83 through 98. These verses assert that no God other than Allah will be able to save you on the Day of Judgment, and that the idea of Allah begetting a son is so false that even the heavens would be rent asunder at the notion. Lastly, God has made the Qur'an easy for mankind to understand. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Don't you see that we have sent down to the unbelievers shaitans to incite them against the truth? Therefore, be not in haste against them. Their days are numbered. The day will surely come when we will gather the righteous like honored guests before Allah, and drive the criminals to hell like thirsty cattle are driven to water. None shall have the power to intercede except the one who may receive the sanction of Allah. Those who say, God has begotten a son, certainly preach such a monstrous falsehood that the very heavens might crack, the earth might cleave asunder, and the mountains might crumble to pieces, at their ascribing a son to God. It is not befitting to God that he should beget a son. There is none in the heavens and in the earth, but must come to Allah in full submission. He has a comprehensive knowledge and has kept strict count of all his creatures, and every one of them will come to him individually on the day of resurrection. Surely the Beneficent will bring about love for those who believe and do good deeds. We have made this Qur'an easy in your own language, so that you may give good news to the righteous, and warn the headstrong, contentious folk. How many generations have we destroyed before them? Can you see any of them, or hear even a sound of them? Ameen. This concludes today's episode of the 17 Verses podcast. I hope that this selection helps increase your understanding of the Holy Qur'an just a little bit. If you like the podcast, you can subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher and write us a review. Or you can grab the RSS feed and put it into your own podcast app. The show notes, including a text version of this episode, can be found by going to 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17, VERSES.com. Thank you, and be well.